What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media. And with the conclusion of the Mission Impossible franchise, with Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning hitting theaters this weekend, I'm going to be giving you guys my ranking for all 8 of the films. I did a rewatch to prepare for The Final Reckoning, and my opinion on a lot of these movies has changed after that rewatch. So I'm very excited to give this ranking to you guys, but I would also love to hear yours in the comments down below. When I do rankings, it's always the most fun when I can go into the comments and just check out what you guys are saying, because that just really it's really exciting to see other people's opinions on this franchise. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Nerd Media. I talk about movies, TV shows, and comic books all the time on the channel. It's in this video, obviously we're talking about Mission Impossible, but we also got a big summer ahead of us with Superman, Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, so many great things. So we're going to be talking about all of that on this channel, and if you're into all that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video, and let's dive right into the ranking. Now, I do want to clarify before I get into this ranking, I don't think any of these movies are actually bad. I think that at the very least these movies are good and just enjoyable, which is what is going to bring me to number 8, which is the only good and enjoyable film of this franchise. The rest are just probably peak and just great stuff, and number 8 is going to go to Mission Impossible 2. I know that this is probably the most basic thing where you can put in number 8 for Mission Impossible, but personally, I don't think that this movie doesn't feel like a Mission Impossible movie, and I think that's a very weak sequel to what we got with the first one. And I think that just overall, like, the love interest, the story, all of it doesn't really click well, and it's a very forgotten film, not only by fans but also of the franchise itself, because in Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, they really reference a lot of the original films of the OG trilogy, and this one's never mentioned. So I think they're also trying to forget this movie exists, but it's not bad, it's enjoyable, and it's still good. It's just not the best of this franchise, because this franchise is just that good. Now, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but number 7 is going to go to Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I know this is a lot of people's favorite, and I personally think that this movie is very, very good. I rewatched it, and I was hoping to love it more than I did the first time I watched it, but it just kind of stayed the same. Like, I think that the stunts in this movie are great. The opening scene to this movie is probably one of my favorites of the entire franchise. I think that it's seriously just a great opening scene. And this is the first one that we get with Jeremy Renner, and it's just so much fun. And I just think that this movie is very good. It has a lot of great twists and everything. It's just not my favorite, and it's definitely not the best, because when you have a franchise this big that has so many great films in them, it's really hard to make it to the top. And this one is still very good, and it has some really, really great moments. It's just not my personal favorite. Number 6 is going to go to Mission Impossible 1. This movie is classic. It's iconic. It was some of my favorite and personal favorite stunts. I mean, the one where he's going down into the vault, that is still one of my favorite stunts of this whole franchise, and that is saying a lot, because we have gotten a lot of crazy stunts. That one is still one of my favorites. I love the story, and I love how original all of it felt at the time. And to think back on this movie and how Ethan has evolved is just so awesome. And rewatching this movie, it just really recaptures the magic of exploring this universe for the first time. Like, genuinely, it's a really, really, really great film, and I am personally always down to rewatch this again. Number 5 is going to go to Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning. I do like this film a lot. See, the top 5 is where we get into 4.5 out of 5 stars, or genuine 5 out of 5 stars. Like, this movie is a great and fabulous conclusion to the franchise. We get my 2 personal favorite stunts of the whole franchise in this film. We get some really great, compelling, emotional moments that I definitely felt, because it definitely gets emotional, and you definitely have a lot of honoring Tom Cruise's legacy for this film and what he has done for these movies over the past 30 years. Seriously, it is a really, really great and well done, well put together movie. It does have one of the weakest acts of the Mission Impossible franchise with Act 1 of this movie, but it's not horrible. I do think that this movie definitely is not near perfect, but it is so good. I highly recommend it. This is where we get into the 4.5 star territory. It is seriously just a really, really great movie, and it gives you everything that you would want from a Mission Impossible film, and it really feels like the end game to the universe. Number 4 is going to go to Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. This is where they really start to kick it into the high gears, because this movie, it starts out just insane, and we get some really, really insane stuff. This is the introduction to Jeremy Renner's character. I know I said that about Rogue Nation before. That was a mistake. I totally forgot that he was in this one, but this one is where we start to get that stuff, that really great Mission Impossible vibe. This is really where they found their footing and found their vibe and what works. And we get some insane stunts in this movie. We get to see him climb the tallest building in the world. We just get a really great storyline with him having to go undercover and initiate Ghost Protocol. I think that is just so awesome, and I just really love how that was executed and how we got to see that story. And it seriously is just a great movie. This, top 5 and above are just great movies that I would genuinely just click and rewatch whenever I want to. I mean, the 6, 7, and 8 are great, but 5 through 1, they're just instant rewatches always. This movie brings us one of the most stressful and coolest stunts that Ethan has done, and it's just really, really awesome film, and I just really love it every time I watch it. Number 3 is going to go to Mission Impossible: The Dead Reckoning. I rewatched this on Thursday before Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Guys, I love this movie. Before my rewatch of this whole series, this was my favorite Mission Impossible, and even though it's gone down, I'm not upset about that, because this movie is still so good. This movie is such a good setup for what we get in The Final Reckoning. We get a bunch of great stuff in this movie, some really great build up to what we get in The Final Reckoning. We get one of Ethan's craziest stunts when he drives a motorcycle off of the cliff. We get some really awesome moments. We get some new characters that I just absolutely adore, and we get a really, really awesome kind of trying to escape and find something in the airport scene, where we get the introduction to a bunch of different characters. We get an introduction to Grace, and we have that kind of little chase scene that we see Ethan go on in that airport. One of my favorite scenes of the whole entire franchise, if I'm being totally honest. I love everything that happens in that airport. It seriously is just so great. But this movie, even though it is very long in its runtime, it goes by so fast. And I can say the same thing about Final Reckoning as well. This movie, it seriously is. It sets up such a great villain. It brings in a villain from Ethan's past that we've never met before, that they execute that really well. I personally just love this movie so much, and I can definitely see why this was my number 1 when I first watched it. Getting into my top 2, which these top 2 are my 2 5 out of 5s for this franchise. Number 2 is going to go to Mission Impossible 3. Guys, I know that there's a lot of people out there who kind of diss Mission Impossible 3. Some people even say it's the worst one. This movie struck me so hard when I rewatched it. I was like, wow, I did not remember it being this good. This movie is seriously just super, super amazing. I love this movie. I love the love interest and the story that we get of Ethan retiring, having to go in to retrieve the rabbit's foot, and just seeing how that affects his personal life. The ending to this movie is great, and it's one of the best endings to the franchise. It seriously is such a great movie. We get the best villain, one of the best villains of the franchise. I think that the best villain is at number 1, but I mean, we just get so many great things, and this is kind of before we get the Mission Impossible team with Benji and Luther and all those characters. Before we have that team assembled and they're just kind of together throughout the rest of the films. This is right before that happens, and where we really do see Ethan kind of on his own solo mission for the most part, and for that, I love it. It seriously is just that good, and I'm always going to be a Mission Impossible 3 glazer. I mean, is it really a question? Number 1 has to go to Mission Impossible Fallout. When I rewatched this, I was like, wow, this movie, there's no flaws in this movie whatsoever. The John Lark villain, great. The fact that we get action every 5 minutes and it's all just great action scenes, great. And just everything about it is just awesome. And then the aspect ratios when you're watching it at home, when they go into the helicopter scene, so good. Seeing the love interest from Mission Impossible 3 return and play a vital role in the film, so great. I seriously just cannot say enough good things about this movie. It is exactly what you would want from a Mission Impossible film, all rolled into one, made into this epic kind of film. It seriously is just that good, and I love it. It's probably always going to be my number 1, and I love this movie. This movie seriously is great. And then the halo jumping out of the aircraft down into the sky is so good. It was just so awesome, and it's just really, really great. it gives you everything you'd want from a Mission Impossible film all rolled into one, and it's just perfection to me. Like, I can't think of a single flaw in this film. But yeah, that's gonna have to be my ranking for the Mission Impossible films. I'm really hoping that I can go see The Final Reckoning again soon, because that movie is just so great. It's probably my number 2 of the year so far, right behind Thunderbolts, but I just love it. I love this franchise. And I'm definitely upset that it's over, but I'm just so happy that we got to live at the same time as Tom Cruise playing Ethan Hunt. Like, seriously, I am so happy about that. There is not a better time to be a fan of movies than it is when a Mission Impossible film releases. But I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts on the Mission Impossible franchise are and what your ranking is of all the movies. Let me know in the comments down below. If you stuck around the video this long, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.